Hello everyone, welcome to our channel. We are diving into. Jessica's story begins like many others, a fascination with the ocean, an unexplainable pull toward the sea, and an admiration for the creatures that call it home. For her, the ocean wasn't just water, it was life, mystery, and freedom. And among all the creatures that swam beneath the surface, dolphins held a special place in her heart. They weren't just animals to her, they were symbols of joy, intelligence, and connection. She spent her childhood devouring documentaries, watching trainers work with dolphins and orcas, and dreaming of the day she could experience it for herself. Unlike most people, she wasn't content with seeing them through screens or behind the glass walls of aquariums. Jessica wanted to be there, in the open water, where boundaries dissolved, and only trust existed between human and creature. Her journey led her to volunteer at marine sanctuaries, and soon she became known as the young woman who could bond with dolphins in a way most couldn't explain. Trainers and biologists noticed something unusual. While others struggled to get close, Jessica could communicate through patience, body language, and empathy. She wasn't forcing a connection, she was building one. One day, she met her greatest challenge yet, not a dolphin, but an orca. Unlike the playful dolphins she was used to, this orca was massive, commanding, and intimidating. Nicknamed Titan, the orca had a reputation for being unpredictable. Many trainers kept their distance, but Jessica didn't. Instead, she studied him, spending hours observing, waiting, and slowly stepping closer. At first, Titan kept his distance. He circled, watched, and even displayed dominance by splashing or slapping his tail against the water. But Jessica remained calm. She didn't rush, didn't demand. Weeks passed before Titan swam close enough to let her touch him. That moment changed everything. It was the start of a bond few would ever understand. From then on, Jessica and Titan became inseparable. She swam alongside him, fed him, and even communicated through signals. The staff couldn't believe what they were seeing. An orca, known for his aggression, trusted her completely. Jessica wasn't just working with an animal, she was building a friendship. But as their bond deepened, so did the risks. Orcas are apex predators, powerful enough to cause destruction in seconds. Jessica knew this, but she also knew something else. Titan was misunderstood. He wasn't dangerous by nature, he was cautious, protective, and intelligent. With Jessica, he showed a side no one else had ever seen. Their story began spreading beyond the sanctuary. Videos of Jessica swimming with Titan went viral, captivating millions around the world. Some called it a miracle, others called it reckless. Marine experts debated whether this was a breakthrough in human-animal relationships or a dangerous game with nature. Jessica didn't care about the critics. For her, this wasn't about fame. It was about showing the world what trust and respect could create. She began advocating for better treatment of marine life, urging people to see beyond the fear and recognize the intelligence of dolphins and orcas. One of her most powerful moments came during a live demonstration. In front of hundreds of people, Jessica dove into the water with Titan. The crowd gasped as the massive orca approached her at high speed, only to stop inches away. Slowly, Titan lifted her onto his back and carried her across the pool. It was a breathtaking sight, an apex predator choosing trust over instinct. But nature is unpredictable, and so was their journey. One afternoon, during a routine swim, Titan displayed unusual behavior. Instead of his calm, gentle movements, he began circling aggressively. The trainers panicked, urging Jessica to get out of the water. But she stayed, trying to calm him. Moments later, Titan dove deep, dragging Jessica with him. The crowd watching screamed. Cameras captured the terrifying moment as trainers blew whistles, threw fish, and tried to distract him. For nearly a minute, Jessica was underwater, fighting for breath. Then, just as suddenly, Titan released her, pushing her toward the surface. Gasping for air, she held onto him as the audience erupted in shock and relief. The incident sparked international headlines. Some claimed Jessica nearly paid the ultimate price for trusting a wild predator. Others defended her, saying this was simply miscommunication, not aggression. For Jessica, the experience only deepened her resolve. She didn't see it as an attack, she saw it as Titan testing her trust. In interviews afterward, Jessica explained, "He wasn't trying to hurt me. He was challenging me, and I stayed because trust goes both ways. If I expect him to trust me, I have to trust him." Her words ignited global debates, but they also inspired millions who admired her courage. As time passed, Jessica continued her work, expanding her focus from Titan to dolphins in the wild. She traveled across oceans, swimming with pods, studying their communication, and spreading awareness about conservation. Everywhere she went, she carried the lessons Titan taught her, that the ocean is not ours to control, but to respect. Her bond with Titan became legendary. Even years later, documentaries, articles, and films covered their story. Some labeled it The Girl and the Orca, while others simply called it Jessica and Titan. But for Jessica, it wasn't about titles or headlines. It was about proving that connection with nature is possible if built on patience, respect, and understanding. Jessica often reflected on the near tragedy with Titan. Instead of fear, she saw meaning. It reminded her that trust is fragile, powerful, and sacred. She dedicated her life to protecting marine life, fighting against captivity, and raising awareness about the oceans. Her legacy wasn't just about her bond with an orca, it was about challenging humanity's relationship with nature. Jessica and Titan's story showed that fear can be replaced with respect, dominance with cooperation, and distance with connection. In the end, Jessica's name became forever linked to the creatures she loved most. Her journey wasn't about conquering the sea, but about living in harmony with it. The story of Jessica and the dolphin orca bond will always remind us that sometimes, the greatest friendships are the ones that cross the boundaries of species, language, and even instinct.